Hello everybody and welcome to the Son of the Morning channel, and you're here for another new comic review. Before we get started, I just want to say if you like what we're doing here so far, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, all of that stuff helps. We're just getting started. What you're looking at in front of you right now is Finger Guns #1. Before we get into the review, I just wanted to say that I do like doing indie reviews, especially on #1s. Always looking for a new series the next new series that could be a star or a hit. You never know what you're gonna find, so I've found that there's a lot of originality in indie comics. A lot less restraints put on the writers and the artists, creators in general. So you end up with a lot different product than you do that you get from the big two, from Marvel or DC. Not that there's anything wrong with Marvel or DC, I review their comics too, but I do feel that it's important to highlight indie comics. And so if you like indie comics, then this channel is going to be good for you. So today we're looking at Finger Guns #1 from Vault Comics. So let's just see here. We'll give you the credits. Written by Justin Richards, artist Val Halverson. Sorry about that, Halverson. Colorist Rebecca Nolte, and letterer Taylor Esposito. So this book kind of starts off with this kid in class. He's doesn't want to be there. He basically, his teacher asks a question and he sort of points to shoot at him. He said, "That's not going to help you." He ends up bumping into this girl. Now, this is a chance bumping into now that will, of course, become important later. These are our two main characters. This is Sadie and this is Wes. Now, this is their first encounter. All they've done is bump into each other. They go their separate ways. Wes goes home, and, you kind of get the feeling that he doesn't have the best home life in the world. He goes to a mall, sees a father who is upset with the kid, and because the kid wanted a different color toy than he got, and Wes uses his fingers to shoot the father and mess up his hands, and all of a sudden, Wes has got powers. As he says, "What the?" Yeah, as you see. So he's, of course, intrigued by these new powers, so he starts kind of being a bratty little kid. And this guy who's looks like a custodian is gathering the garbage here, and he shoots the garbage can, and the garbage goes everywhere. Not the nicest use of his new powers, but what can you say? At any rate, he's going through his life whenever he runs into a situation where he's not happy with it or not liking what he's seeing. He's kind of using his finger gun to alter the reality of the situation. So this guy has his dog here. He shoots at him. Now the dog's chasing him. He thinks this is all pretty cool. I don't know how cool it is, but he doesn't really understand his powers yet, so we'll give him a break on that. Now, same thing, keeps going through, trying to do it again, but this time, it doesn't work. He tries to shoot this guy with his finger gun, and it doesn't work. So he realizes that it's not something that is just gonna happen every time. But hey, what can you do? So next he is walking by here, and he sees a car that almost hits this guy here. This guy gets mad, and then he doesn't do anything, so he looks at his fingers and he goes, huh? And then comes over here, and it was actually Sadie who did it, and she says, you wouldn't want to cause any trouble. I actually really like this illustration here. I think it's a really, really good job. I really like that. So then they decide they're going to talk about these powers because they both have the same powers or similar powers, it would appear. Sadie's had them for a while, as where Wes has just had them for, a few minutes at this point in time. And they're lying on somebody's car trying to, just talking about it. Then the owner of the car comes and asks them to leave, and she uses her finger gun, which again, it's kind of a bratty kid thing, but what can you do? At any rate, she's gonna leave, so she takes off, leaving the two guys to hang out with each other. He doesn't want to hang out with a little kid. Wes runs after Sadie, asks her if he can walk her home. It's getting late, it's getting dark, that sort of stuff. Instead, she wants to go to this boat museum where they start talking about their powers and then figuring out how they work. They want to know if their powers work on each other, so they kind of have a duel and they shoot each other, and it really upsets Wes. Wes gets very upset by this situation, and she's sorry about it, but no harm, no foul, nobody got hurt, and hey, what can you do? So at the end, when he walks her home, they get to her house, and she introduces herself, said her name is Sadie, and she makes a comment and says, hope she bumps into him again, and then he's embarrassed that he didn't realize that it was the same girl that he had bumped into earlier, that he now shares this special trait with. Now she comes home to an argument with her parents. We find out that there's some financial trouble here, and that they're gonna lose their house in a few weeks. Their father doesn't know how to get the money that they need to make it happen, and we have Sadie running off here. She takes off from the house. Wes comes home. His father isn't going to be around, so he's alone as well. And then, so we see here as Sadie's leaving the house, she's got her finger gun pointed, armed, and ready. And that's how the issue ends. I'll show you, this is perhaps what the cover of issue 2 is going to look like. That would look pretty cool. So I'm wondering here at the end if what Sadie is doing is, she's seeing this conflict between her parents, she's seeing how much strife it's causing in her family, and she's just maybe gonna go and use her finger guns to try to get the help that they need, the money they need to save their house. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. It's an interesting story. It's a solid story for a number 1. They've established the main characters, they've established their powers, and we've established that neither of them have the most fantastic home life. So I am interested to see where this is going. I did find some of it, like I said, I did find the kids to be a little bit bratty. But what I'm hoping is that as the issues go on, as the series continues, that they will Peter Parker it and realize that with great power comes great responsibility. But we won't know until issue 2 comes out. But I'll say a solid first issue. I don't know if this is the I think this is actually a variant cover as well. When it comes to the indie books, sometimes I just have to take what I can get. I don't seek out variants or anything like that, but it is a very cool cover. At any rate, if you like the video, if you like indie books, if you want to see more indie reviews, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It all helps. And we're just starting out trying to grow the channel, so every subscription, every like helps. It all matters. At any rate, we will talk to you on the next video. This is the Son of the Morning. See you later.